Yo, I got theme music. One viewer, that's all I be needing. Uh, Tonight is the very first episode of the Tony B Talking podcast. A lot of y'all on my timeline know me as Tanika Bolden. A lot of people know me as my street name Chief, but tonight I'll be Tony B. As I walk on this life coaching journey, my thing is to share what I've learned with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because we need it. You know, that's one of the things that's frowned upon in our community, being coached through life. And we need it. Everybody should have a mentor, a therapist, a coach, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We have experienced things in this lifetime that people couldn't fathom or even imagine. Tonight, topic is, they cheated, we stayed. Why? Now, ratchet little topic, right? But I thought on it a long time ago. I probably came up with it in like September. And then I sat back and I thought about it and I hollered at my homie Word because, and that's my co-host for tonight, I want you guys to see things from a man and a woman's perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm not biased at all. I'm a very open-minded person. I like to take a stroll in other people's shoes to kind of get an idea of how you feel. Agreeing to disagree is key here. You know, no argument, no debate. Like I said, in a few moments, I'm going to bring in my homie Word, but we're going to take some time tonight to kind of dig in a little deeper, you know. So, yeah, they cheat, we stay, but, you know, I guess what I'm really trying to get to the bottom of is why do we stay in these abusive situations, these mentally abusive situations, these physically abusive situations, and these verbally abusive situations. So bear with me. I'm going to bring the homie Word on. Before I bring the homie Word on, I got theme music. I know you hear it. I don't know how loud it is, but I want to shout out my beat guy. And if you rap, if you podcasting, whatever you're doing, if you just want some theme music, my homie Taj Ali Muhammad, he is on Facebook. I'll figure out how to pin things as time goes on. But he did this beat for me, and I'm appreciative of it. So let me bring in my homie Word. Let me find ya. And feel free to comment, chime in, you know what I'm saying, as we are talking. You know, it's all good. I'll do my best. You know, I'm good at multitasking. I'm a little slow at times, but I will do my best to make sure that I answer, you know, whatever questions, or if you hit me with a point that's just like super valid, so I can just be like, hey, what so-and-so said. So give me 1 second. Where you at, homie? You know, I don't know how to do this. I'm looking for you. I'll just let that music just ride. Hey, Jocelyn, how you doing? I see your son doing this thing. Tell him I say keep at it. Start young. So that he don't be our age trying to get rich. No, I know I'm far from slow, but, you know, sometimes, you know, this technology thing will throw you for a loop, especially this live. What's going on, Marlon? How you feeling? And the topic is, they cheated, we stayed. Why? We have all done it. Don't get on here talking about you a one-hitter quitter because you've done it. If you've taken a phone call after they've done some bogus BS, you've done it, you know. So definitely feel free to just start commenting. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get him in on here. We're not gonna take up that much of your time. I'm trying to find him. Hot, what's going on? Shout out to the homie Hot. I looked into this whole life coaching thing. I didn't know in which direction to go. I reached out to him, and boom, it was like magic. Took a class. I mean, it was like one of the best things I ever done. It gave me a better outlook on me. And, you know, we all think we know us. You can't tell me about me. Shit. Hold on. I'm trying to get him in on here. I'm not trying to invite. That's the wrong thing. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. And the thing about it is, this is under the podcast act. So if you can't stay or you know, if you don't have the time and you want to just check it out later, I will post a link because I'm on iTunes, so I'll post the link a little later, and you guys can check it out in your spare time. It's 9:13, school tomorrow. You got kids running through the house, a lot going on, so I get it. There we go. There we go. I have to cut out my thing music on the here. There we go.
I gotta do it like that. Okay, it's weird. I'm on the iPad.
Super weird. I had it. Initially, I got started. I'm like, where my
I should have grabbed my motherfucking hat. I need a cut like a motherfucker.
And with this is all natural.
Word. Man, why my shit so low?
I can hear you just fine.
My bad, I'm a little late, man. I just did a sneaker battle, man, about an hour ago.
We know you sneaker god, sneaker king.
I try.
So what's going on? Introduce yourself. You know, tell them what we're here for. You know, I gave them a little briefing, but go ahead.
My name Word, and I just like talking. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a realist. I like talking. I've been on several podcasts before, so I know we talk all the time, and you hit me with this opportunity, so I'm just following your lead.
And I appreciate that.
I'm on this iPad, man. I'm trying to see how.
Me too. It's new. It's new, and we both smart people. It's new.
Okay.
Word, my logo man. Shout out to Word for that. That's my logo man. I mean, like my 2 Mars ENT, 2 Mars and beyond. If you've seen it, he is the man. I try to share his stuff every time he posts it. He also come with the dope threads. Got a clothing line. Like dig into him. Get into what they saying now. Get in tune. Get in tune. That's it. Get in tune with Word.
Get in tune. Catch me on mainfly.com, allthingsword.com.
Okay.
Check some of my products.
Okay, cool. And I'll make sure that you say that at the end because I kind of interrupted you a little bit. My bad. So let's get started. So the topic, like I said, they cheated. We stayed. Why? Okay. You're going to hear from my perspective. I'm going to get a little personal because I like to kind of tell a little story of mine first, to kind of give you an idea of what we headed with this. So it kind of maybe, give you the courage to understand that this is a judge-free zone on my end. And, you might want to share your story. But we've all done it. I believe, some of us may be one hit quitters, but I doubt it. We've all done it for various reasons. But I've been in that situation before. I was younger. I was much younger than I am now. Situation of comfort. I was comfort. You hear me?
Yeah, I think yours freezing on mine, yeah.
Oh, your end?
No, it's going in and out.
Oh, okay.
I hate this iPad, man.
I can hear you just fine though. You're not
it's real low on my end, yo.
Let me know if y'all can't hear me. If you can't hear me or any one of us freezing, let me know. Yeah, I think we good. So I'll keep talking then. Just let me know if you're having any difficulties. We gotta go off and come back in. That's cool. So it was just a situation of comfort, you know what I'm saying, and scared of change, like my homie Barbara just said. Scared of change is like you get with somebody, you get used to them, in your mind, they're your person, just because you've been through a thing or two. And just because you go through some things with a person does not mean that you guys are bonded in that way or the attachment is strong. That person might just have some toxic things going on, and you might just be a nourisher or one of those type of people that cater to, those who are a little toxic, And like I said, situation of comfort, it didn't last too long because things that happened in that individual's life, but it took a lot for me to let go. It took a whole lot for me to let go. And I at that point in time, and still now, I believe myself to be a very strong, I'm not going for that type of person, but I went for it. I went for it. And ladies, I know a lot of us have told ourselves this. I told myself, I made him. Why would I let somebody else have him? Ever heard that? I'm sure you've heard that. I made him. Why would I let somebody else have him? But in the midst of me thinking like that, like I really was on to something, like I really, accomplished something, I was on the back end hurting. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so that's just my little story. Like I said, we're gonna dig in into like some, you know, situations as to where yeah they cheated, but you still stayed in this physically abusive relationship, mentally abusive relationship, verbally abusive relationship. So word, anything anything you want to say?
I just think like abuse is like anything with abuse. I just feel like it's something that you experience some trauma as a child that you can, yeah, I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard to like my input on it because I never been in an abusive relationship and
Mm-hmm.
uh, I never really abused my wife, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, but I mean, I guess I can talk about like situations that I've seen and
Yeah.
witnessed.
Okay.
I think it's just something like traumatic that happened when that person was a kid. It's like
Mm-hmm.
learned behavior
Mm-hmm.
almost, you know what I'm saying? And fighting demons within, And that's how it is. Like that's why you got to be very careful and mindful of the things you do around children. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a learned behavior, and with children, they grasp, they sponges.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
I don't, I don't want to like. I remember just looking at this meme of this artist I follow,
Mm-hmm.
and he posted a meme that he created, and the meme was about the father and mother, the father and the mother was being abusive towards each other while the kid was watching,
Mm-hmm.
and then as the kid got older, he was the same way with his spouse in front of his children. So it's just all learned behavior and traumatic experiences from like a child. And just like
Definitely.
him, sometimes that's a way of people communicate is aggression and through abuse, you know. And that's just
Definitely.
something we got to nip in the bud as kids. I mean, as young adults or as parents, really as parents.
Really, his
You know what I'm
parents.
saying? It really comes from the household, dysfunctional, abusive households, you know?
Really,
So
really his parents.
that's my that's my intake on it. You know what I'm saying?
That all facts. I agree with you 600%. A lot of times too in these abusive relationships or these situations where we know that they're doing us wrong, but we still stay in them. It's a lot of signs we overlook. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things we overlook. And I pulled up some stuff earlier, and when I was looking at it, it was just like, this is on point. You know what I'm saying? These are things that you know, that are red flags that we overlook. We like to say, well, that's just him or that's just her. Those are the kind of people that they are. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain things that you got to look out for, like verbal abuse disguised as jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's never funny, if it's something that's going to make you feel, going to hurt your feelings or, make you second guess yourself or who you are. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's never funny. That's that whole disguising it as jokes. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me the ass end of your joke if you know that it's something that's a sensitive subject or a sensitive area for me. Judging and criticizing. Nothing you do is right. Nothing you do is right. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to those signs as well. You know what I'm saying? With the whole nothing you do is right type ordeal. You have to be confident in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes you might butt heads because I'm a strong headed, strong minded person. And we can be wrong, but you're never in a situation where nothing you do is right. Name calling. Don't call me by nothing but what my mother named me, or we got cute little pet names. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to those signs, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, because you know what I'm saying. This is on both ends. That's why I got the homie word. And the good thing about the homie word, the great thing, why I was really glad that he wanted to chime in is because he's married. You know what I'm saying? So that's an experience within himself, and he's happily married, and he's a young guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, does it matter his age? But in this day and age, yeah, 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 and it's sad to say, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people say, you know, as he ages, he'll get better. You know, it starts from day one. You got to pay attention to the signs, and yes, we all have to grow. We all have to mature, but you got to pay attention to those signs. Uh, how's the married life? How's
Uh,
the married life?
I mean, there's no complaints. I mean, you know what I'm saying. One thing I've learned as I got older and
Mm-hmm.
became, as I got older, I feel like in like any relationship, you have to become friends first. You know what I'm saying, and get to know each other and have like a common bond. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people jump in relationships and they I don't know, they life, right? We
Mm-hmm.
started young, you know what I'm saying? And we've been through the storm, trust me. And nothing, no marriage is perfect. If it's perfect, then it's not real. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all human, you know what I'm saying? And we all gonna make mistakes, you know, and I'm not using that as an excuse, but it's just real deal. You know what I'm saying? So it took a while for me to even learn how to communicate with my wife, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I wasn't taught. You know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up in a two-parent household. You know, I was
Mm-hmm.
raised by a single mother. My dad was in my life, but he actually lived up the street. So I was from house to house. I was a house to house kid growing up, and I was the only child growing up as well.
Okay.
So, and then my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was a he was a decent father, but at the end of the day, he I mean he had women, so it was like that's something that I've you know what I'm saying? That's something that I witnessed as well. Like my mom never brought another man around me, but my father always had like other women around. You know what I'm saying? And for me, as a when I started dating, I thought that was like
That was the
kind of like the
norm.
right thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
like the norm, like man, to have multiple women. You know what I'm saying? And when when I decided, because I look at it like this, I wasn't pressured to marry my wife. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
marry her just because um, I was in love with her and we had a child and we was already like playing house. But I
Mm-hmm.
still wanted to marry because I was in love with her and that was the right thing for me to do at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And we stuck with it. But like I said, it's all about growth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we grew with each other. We've been together for about 15 years, and we've grew with each other. And I encourage people if you want to get married to man to really keep God in your marriage and get counseling because it counseling really works. You know what I'm saying? Not talking to your friends because your friends can't counsel you. You
Yep.
have to talk to somebody who's a professional counselor or therapist or whatever. And that's one thing that black people stay away from is therapy.
It's
You
frowned
can't talk to
upon.
nobody in your family because they're going to be biased and messy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can use your troubles against you. You know what I'm saying? And like, so you really don't need to vent to to nobody but a professional counseling. If you marry, I feel like you should talk to a person that's married
That's
as well.
married. Yep. Yep. I
That's in a
agree.
that's in a that's in a good marriage. You can't, you know what I'm saying? In a positive marriage, because they're gonna give you their perspective, and they also going to give you, there's gonna be some pros and cons into it, but yeah, I just feel like communication is the big key. It's two C's in a relationship: communication and compromise.
Yeah, oh,
If you don't know how
man,
to
man.
communicate
Talking.
or
You preaching.
compromise, is over with. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about that I've noticed about women when it comes to relationships, they're going to be submissive to a man that's a leader in a
That's
relationship.
a out. Thank you,
One thing
sir.
I've learned about my wife, she's submissive to me. Not submissive where I'm like, bitch, sit down and do it.
Yeah,
And
not
no, I
doormat
don't even talk
submissive,
to her
but
like that.
yeah,
But she's submissive because she trusts my leadership. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like I said, I ain't perfect. I made plenty of mistakes. Trust me. But it's being a man and taking accountability for your mistakes and then trying to learn from them and then try to fix them in the future. So
absolutely, absolutely. 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 Great advice. Great perspective. Absolutely. Like I say, I'm just like agreeing with everything you said. I'm like a yes man now, but we kind of share the same mind when it comes to that. When you said compromise and communication, I'm in a relationship now. I haven't been in a relationship in years and probably a decade. Okay.
mm,
And one of the things when we got into the relationship, he did something a little different. He did something a little new. He asked me, what didn't I like? And what do I feel like we could do to make it last? And I said, communication is key and compromise. And we are two alpha people. But
right.
even with, my strong persona and, I'm a single mother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that has kind of added on to or taken away from my femininity. You know what I'm saying? I'm the mother. I'm taking out the garbage. I'm taking my son to get his hair cut. You know what I'm saying? But now that I have this alpha male in my corner, I have become submissive. I'm not a wife yet, but I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying, because I trust his leadership, and the thing about it is if it's something that he feels like, you know, he's not in a position to handle, then he'll put me on the forefront, So that works for us. That
Yeah.
whole compromise thing that you mentioned. We do a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? If it's something that I don't like, I'll voice it, and vice versa. And we make it work for the both. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the thing is, but the thing is, we live in the 21st century,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like how it was when our great grandparents was together. You know what I'm saying? And you never knew what was going on in their love lives, but they stuck together because what I'm saying, they live about they live, they vows for better or worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, in the 21st century, you know, we changing the narrative of what relationship is like.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships is what really works for you and your partner.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's really nobody's business, man. Like I'm my thing is like people being in too many people being people's business.
Oh
But
man,
another thing is though, some people they put people in their business.
they like it. They
Like
like
my
it.
wife and I, we don't argue around people. If we have an issue, we gonna handle it in the bedroom. I would say, hey, come here, check it out. We're in the
Mm-hmm.
bedroom. We got company, and we in our own home. We have company in. We don't argue. I give her a look. She give me a look.
I'm telling
You
you,
already
bet
know.
not
Let's talk about
embarrass
it
me.
tonight. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too that we learn is that that we do is like we don't go to bed without solving the problem. Like me, I can't sleep if it's something on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a, because that right there, when you got things bottled in, that's only gonna be that's only gonna be like a snowball effect,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
I agree.
And you got then another thing too. If you know your spouse, you know what triggers them. You already know that. You get a sense of what makes them upset. You know what makes them happy. And if you don't know that, then keep learning each other. You have to
Yeah. Ask
learn one
questions.
another.
Ask
Yeah.
questions, man.
You have to
Ask
learn
questions.
one another. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, me, I mind my own business. I don't be in other people's relationships. I don't I don't put people in my relationship. That's why anything, if my wife and I is going through something, we don't post it on social media. We don't talk to our friends about it.
Mm-hmm.
We might, we talk to our parents. I know I talk to my mom because I feel like my mom is the only person that's going to give me the right advice. She's going to let me know if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if she's going to let me know if I'm right, she's going to let me know if I'm wrong. And she's going to tell me, do what's in your heart. So that's really the only person I talk to besides the marriage counselor at the church. I only
Okay.
talk to them too. I don't talk to my friends about what's going on in my relationship just because, like I said, they're going to be biased. And then I don't want them to judge my wife
Mm-hmm.
on
Exactly.
what she's done. Because if I tell you what she's done, you're going to judge it. Just vice versa. She tell you what I've done, you're going to judge me. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be questioning her, or my friend's gonna be questioning me why I'm still with her or why she's still with me. And at the end of the day, it's about our foundation, because that what really matters. Because right now, um, if I go to the hospital tonight on my deathbed, the only person I'm really expecting to be there is my wife and kids and my parents. I'm not really expecting my friends. That's cool if they show up, but as long as I got them, I'm totally fine. So that's how I look at relationships. Like, I always kind of been that way. Even if I done dirt in the past, I always put them first. They always my top priority. So that's one thing nobody can ever say about me, is that I didn't put my family a top priority. They definitely I prioritize them first. They definitely comes first. Then everything comes second. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I really, I'm just not a messy person, man. Like, nowadays, being messy is like the new norm. It's like
Yes.
the new cool. Everybody want to be messy, and it's just like, nah, I'm too. I'm just not a messy person. Like, for real, I don't be involved. Like, I don't even like people to really call me with their drama.
With the
I said that
mess.
all 2021 on out. If you ain't got nothing positive to say, don't call me. Straight up. If
I'm
you
the
got nothing
same.
positive to do, don't call me. If it's something negative, don't call. Unless you need my advice or you need my help. But if you calling me with like gossip, don't call me, man. I'm not gonna answer the phone. I got other things to do.
Yeah.
Can't do that. I'm
I'm the
sorry.
same. I'm the same. I'm the
And I'm
same.
not even surrounding myself around messy individuals and negative people. You know what I'm saying? It's some people I had to cut loose that I love, and all because they was negative and messy. And
That
I'm just
rule
like,
for me. That rule
with a
applies to
jealous
everyone.
heart. I'm like, yeah, I can't be around you no more, bro. I can't be around you no more, sis. You too negative. I'm good on you. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah, that rule applies to me with everybody. You know, it's a conversation me and my mom had. I'm not saying my mom is messy, but it's just like, hey, mom, I don't care who it is. Who it is. If it's grandma, if you're messy, you got to move around. I don't want to indulge. But some word just said, he hit the nail right on the head. So the topic is, you know, they cheated, we stayed. Why? And what word just said was is that when you don't involve those third and fourth parties into your relationship, this can't even be a question. This wouldn't even, it wouldn't even be something to ask, because nobody knows what's going on in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts. They should not. They should not. Unless it's a situation like we touched on earlier, you're being abused in some type of way, you're looking for an outlet. But you
Oh
got to
yeah,
really want to get out. That's the thing. You got to really want to get out. You know what I'm saying?
got to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one thing with talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's another thing when you're trying to do something about it. And you gotta pay attention to signs. A lot of us, we
the
know
red
what's,
flags.
yeah, red flags. We know what's right. We know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? We pretty good with comprehending. And a lot of times we stay in these situations out of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Never put all of your eggs in one basket. And that's just like the best advice I ever received in my life. And not saying that because it's like, make sure you get your own money, because at any given time, no. At any given time, the unthinkable can happen. The unthinkable happened with me. You know what I'm saying? And because I made
What
sure.
you mean? Make sure you got your own money. What you
Well, no, I'm
like?
saying that it's not as shallow as that when I say put our eggs in one basket. That's the first
Oh,
thing people think. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. When I say that, you know what I'm saying? It could be something that happens within a relationship that you have to stand on the forefront when you thought you wouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying? But you are equipped, because you didn't just say, well, I'm going to completely rely on my husband to do this, that, and the third, or I'm going to completely rely on my wife to do this, that, and the third. Then you lost if they are in a position where they cannot. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
You should be able to hold each other down in any
for
sense.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my logic on, or that's my definition of not putting your eggs all in one basket. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, Natasha. That's correct. But that's
Man,
me
I can't
saying,
even see the comments.
really? I wonder why
Nah, this is whack iPad,
Oh,
man. Like for
but that's
some
me
reason.
really saying with that whole,
Okay,
you
let me
know,
see. I turned it.
you venting, you know, and it's good to vent, but if you realize that you are being abused, you know, now granted, you know, people can change, you know, those are those rare situations where you have people who this is learned
To
behavior.
give people opportunity to
Yeah,
change, though.
yeah, you got to get
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because you got to think. Most likely, if someone is doing something in the relationship, is learned behavior, and learned behavior, you can't change that overnight.
Yeah.
That's just something. But you know what I'm saying? That's just something you got to work with the individual to get over. You know what I'm saying? And if
And the
you love,
individual got to be willing to work with you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure,
the first step of that is admitting they have to understand that they have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Because if they don't see anything wrong with them being abusive in any shape, form, or fashion,
hmm
then I mean it's like a lost cause. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate.
and
And
you gotta see the red flags in the beginning. Like a lot of things, people don't be really tapping in into the people that they dating, into like their genetic history. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff is genetic and hereditary,
tell
or
me
the
about it.
learned behavior. Like the red flags. Like I always tell like my female friends or females in general that if you're dealing with a guy and he's verbally or physically abusive, you have to see the red flags in the beginning. Look how he treat the women in his family. If
Oh,
he if he call his mama a bitch, you think he's not
say
gonna
it.
call you one? Like, come on, man. If he call his sister a bitch and fight his sister, you think he's not gonna fight you? So you got to look at the relationships he has with the women in his family, because these are the women that he been around his whole life, and how he treat them, he's going to treat you the same way. Not necessarily saying that's true, you know what I'm saying, but
In most
it's not
cases,
it's not too far fetched. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And you got to see how he treats the women in his family. Same way with guys. You got to see how she treat the men in her family. See how her relationship is with her dad, or her brother. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature, cousin, or uncle, or whatever. You have to see these. You have to see those signs. You know, because most of the time it's learned behavior, especially when it's verbally and physically abusive. Like, I never was, um, maybe when I was younger, but I really used to do this. I never used to refer to my wife as my bitch, just because, I don't know. Because I feel like this. If I call her my bitch, I give the opportunity to for another man to call her a bitch.
Absolutely.
Like, how can you get
Absolutely.
mad at somebody else for calling your girl a bitch if you call her one? You know what I'm saying? So I never really was too fond of that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, man, ain't no real woman gonna let you call her a
Yeah,
bitch.
it's not cute to me.
Ain't no real woman gonna let
You
you
got no
call her that,
problem
man. Not no
nothing
real
with
grown woman. Maybe a
what
young
my
girl.
mother named
Maybe a
me
little
or
girl.
whatever cute pet name.
Nah. And then especially to men who got daughters, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a mother, sister. You don't want no other, like, how you call your girl a bitch, but then want to fight your sister boyfriend because he calling her a bitch? Like, come on, bro. That's a double standard. Well, cats, his mom's out here like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and yeah, so that's a sign. And then, like, physically abusive. We get physically abusive because of impulse. We have impulse thinking. So we don't think, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? And that's toxic too. I feel like I don't even want to be with a woman if I gotta verbally and physically abuse her. It's like, hey, I gotta do this to you just so you can understand my logic or love me the correct way. That ain't real love. I don't even need to be with you if I gotta whoop you. That's wild.
And you know
You know?
what? What's so
Then I'm
crazy?
apologize after it. Then I gotta look at your
Your
face. That I
bruises,
gave
yeah.
you a black eye. I gotta look at you like that. Like, come on, man. That's
And you know
insane.
what's so crazy about that word, like with women who uh some women who are physically abused, like to them, that is a sign that you love them.
Yeah,
They
for
think
sure.
that is showing love. I know people like this personally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like
I
you
know some
said,
people like that.
in these
I hate you
cases,
because I love you.
Yeah, yeah. In these cases, their parents were, you know what I'm saying? They watched their mom being abused, and that's like
Yeah.
that's their love language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
their love language. There's their love language. So it's like it's a million scenarios. You know what I'm saying? That we can sit up here and map out. You know, and like Natasha's saying, you got some men who treat their mom like queens, and they treat their women like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I went okay, so I'm gonna speak on that because
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that a man gonna treat you how he value you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I agree with that. I
So
believe that
he
too.
value his mom because that's his mother. She probably made a lot of sacrifices to so he can be the person he is today. I mean, if he don't treat you like the queen you are, then he just don't value you. Period. So men gonna treat women how he value them. You know what I'm saying? If he see value in you, then he's gonna make sure that he take care of you because you're gonna represent who he is. And
Who
it's
he
vice
is.
versa. I mean, same way with with women too. Women treat men how they value them. You know what I'm saying? So um I just like, yeah, that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? The value, how you value a person. Period. Friends, how you value your friends or people around you. You're gonna treat them a certain type of way. You're gonna hold them to a certain standard.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that your relationship and your friendship with them is protected because you value their friendship or you value their love. So you're gonna treat them as such.
Yeah.
So saying to the brothers out there just treating their moms like queens and treating the women like they ain't shit. That's because he don't value the women that he's dating. But it's probably be one woman that he would treat like a queen, and it's because he values that one woman.
Hey, I got a comment to ask, and do we think that you can have PTSD from relationships? Yes, ma'am.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. To be honest, I think that's why, like, I haven't been in a relationship or a real one, should I say, probably, like I said, in over a decade. And I honestly believe that that relationship had a lot to do with that. Like, I wasn't looking for that particular person and other men. I wanted total opposite. On top of wanting total opposite, by me engulfing myself in things that he had going on in life and becoming cool with parents and family members and things of that nature, it just made me want a completely different type of situation. You know what I'm saying? And the situation that I'm currently in, you know, that's very promising in my opinion, is totally different. Yes, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I think that form of PTSD can stop you from even wanting to be in another relationship, or it can make you kind of like not that good of a person to be in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so cautious and you're on standby, and
Is
you
your
know what I'm
guard?
saying?
Is your
Right?
guard
You
being up?
know. So definitely, yes, yes, I
But
most definitely think so.
my thing is, if you won't change, you're gonna have to accept. You gonna have to accept something new. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So if you've been in a situation in the past where it's been traumatizing and it's basically like took a toll on your life, you know what I'm saying? You have to like, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you just gotta accept something new, change. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to give somebody a chance just
Yeah.
to see if they different from your past endeavors. You know what I'm saying? There's no purpose of just like, cause you know, man, love is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you have two different types of love. You have the bad love and you have the good love. You know what I'm saying? But everybody want to experience that good love, and you're gonna have to really let your guard down and open up to even experience that good love. But you have to give somebody a chance. If you stay guarded all the time, you can lose out on some good love.
Yeah. And
You know what I'm saying? It's like
stop
a really like,
telling, yeah,
yeah.
stop telling yourself that love hurts. I hear people say that all the time. You know, I think they think it's cool to say, or love does not, real love, good love, it does not hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some moments, but no, love does not hurt. Stop. That's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop normalizing that. You know, nothing is perfect. Now you can tell yourself that, but stop putting it in your mind and betting it in your head that love hurts. Stop preaching that. You know what I'm saying? Stop saying that, because it doesn't. It shouldn't. You know, like I say, nothing is perfect. You're gonna have your moments, and there may be outside influences or things that's happening that, you know, in life that's causing thing, you know, putting the pressure. But stop telling yourself that love hurts.
She said one of those questions was the last one. Natasha said, "But what is the outer situation is perfect to outsiders? He has a career, family oriented, great personality, but a different person behind closed doors." Hmm.
So those are those for show type relationships. You see how people post relationship goals, and you are on the outside looking in. You know,
Yeah, I never
so
really post relationship
yeah,
goals,
but
man.
I'm just, you know, trying to answer her question.
Yeah,
We're definitely on the outside looking in, and that, to me, that falls in that category of what we feel like is ideal. So if we see that he has a great career or she has a great career, he appears to be family oriented, you know, social media has a lot to do with this stuff too, then of course we're gonna think that, hey, bro or sis, you know, they live in the ideal life. But you are on the inside and you are being abused, you know, going back to the topic. So it's up to you to want to get out of that situation. It doesn't matter what we think. And I know
yeah.
somebody like that.
That's
It
the
does not
problem.
matter what we think, because we are not enduring what you are enduring on a
And
regular
that's the
basis.
problem with relationships. We
Yeah.
always worrying about what other people think.
Yeah.
And the reality, you know what I'm saying? People really don't care. They're gonna gossip about your shit, but then next week they're gonna be on to somebody else situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, my thing is like, I understand that. So like, a person like who most people are not going to post their trauma or the things they do negative,
True.
because nobody wants to be judged in that type of perception. You know, they don't want to be perceived that way.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really base nobody's situation off of what you see on social media, because everybody knows social media is a facade. You know what I'm saying?
Facade.
Everybody knows that. If you think social media is real, most of it is real, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? People post what they want. That's why when a girl takes a selfie, she got 200 of them before she posts one.
How you know that? How
Huh?
you know? How you know that? Who told you that?
I mean, what you mean?
Who told
What?
you that?
What? Of course. I know. When my wife want to take a picture of us, she be like, "Nah, I don't like that one. Let's take another one." Yeah, I'm gonna post that one. I look crazy. You know me. I don't care. I just post whatever. Somebody will tell me like, "Hey man, you ain't see that dirty sock in the background?" No, I ain't see that dirty sock in the background because I ain't taking 100 photos, bro. Yeah, I like the way I look in that one. All right, cool. I'm posting that. That's how I am. You know.
Man, somebody telling you the secrets. But yeah, yeah, Natasha, definitely. Those people on the outside looking in are not enduring what those people are enduring. You know what I'm saying? Those outside opinions, they do not matter. They do not matter.
And
At
it's
the
normal.
end
I
of the
see.
day, it's about you and your spouse, you and your significant other. Those outside opinions do not matter. That's why stop going outside of your relationships, you know, for opinions and things of that nature. Now, don't get me wrong. People, you know, we all have probably a person that we confide in. And I posted about this. I do real talks every day. And one of the things I said, one of my real talks was my message to the people was, everybody does not have to know everything.
No,
No person should know all your business.
no,
No
especially if you're gonna still
one
be with the
person should
person,
know
man.
all your
That's
business.
especially if you're gonna still be with the person.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially, no. If you're gonna still be with that person and you are going through hell and hot water, those are things that you need to keep to yourself unless you want the help.
and
Because
stop talking to
then,
people.
yeah, what happens then, you become the little boy that cried wolf. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And now it's getting old. Okay, you don't want to leave the situation. I want to hear about it. When you out here, you talking to people, you give people the option of formulating opinions on you and your significant other. So that's just a lot to think about. You know what I'm saying? Before you open your mouth, to tell somebody about what you got going on the inside. That's just how I see it. So your question is happiness in a relationship. is what you make it. That's just how I feel. Is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? Is and in most cases it's the small things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you see these posts and things of that nature, like I said, that whole relationship goal thing, that's one of the silliest things I've ever seen in my life. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, I praise people who, I kind of got an idea they're doing really good, may take some advice from the like-minded. But other than that, like, happiness is what you make it. Life is what you make it. So happiness is definitely what you make it in any relationship. Yeah. But in any relationship, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, once again, like we said, pay attention to those red flags. Some of the red flags I mentioned was the verbal abuse in the form of a joke. You know what I'm saying? The controlling, the patronizing, you know, the name calling, the I'm mad, so I'm gonna make you mad type situations. You know what I'm
The
saying?
tit for
Like,
tat.
yeah, the tit for tat, like, no, no, no. And but there ain't any relationship, whether black, white, it is what you make it. It's what you make it, because my happy might not be your happy. You know what I'm saying? But it's what you make it. Like Word said earlier, if you guys are communicating and compromising, then more than likely you're on the right track to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot. If I don't want chicken tonight, but that's your thing, and you haven't had it in a while, and I'm just trying to keep it as simple so I can make it make sense. You haven't had it in a while. I might just go ahead and make chicken just to make you happy. It's not that it's gonna make me sad, because I like chicken too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's the whole compromise thing, just breaking it down in simplest terms. If I say something to you that you don't like, or you do something that I don't like, don't walk around holding a grudge and then 2 weeks later you tell me why I went wrong. Let me know right then and there so I can correct my wrong. You know what I'm saying? Let me correct my wrong right then and there. And if I choose not to correct my wrong, that's a problem. When you are really off into somebody and you really love somebody, you don't want to see them hurt or upset. And if you ever been in a situation like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't want to see them hurt or upset, so you're not going to do it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you have to be a yes man. You have to learn what it is. And I say this all the time, what agreeing to disagree is. You got to learn what agreeing to disagree is. It doesn't mean that, you have to change your outlook on something. I'm not asking you to do that, but you're not going to force your opinion on me.
My man said there's a whole lot of sneak dissing amongst these relationships on social media. What do you mean by that, sneak
Yeah,
dissing?
what you mean by that? Because if they sneak dissing, who cares? It's about you and your significant other. Say
What do you
what
mean
you
by
want
sneak
to.
dissing? Yeah.
That goes along those lines of caring what other people think. Sneak this all you want. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? We smile.
Yeah, I don't care about nobody sneak dissing,
Yeah,
man.
hey, sneak to the diss all you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. If you focus on what you got going on, you would even care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I'm definitely one of those people. I don't care to portray this image of being somebody that I'm not, only me. Um, I don't care to portray this image of my significant other being somebody that he's not. He's only him. But I accept him for being him. It doesn't matter what somebody on the outside feels or what they think about him, because it's about me and him at the end of the day. You know. And that's just what it is. People have
And
to
I
learn
think that's
that.
the problem. That's the problem with relationships to this day, is like public embarrassment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I know my wife used to always say, like, don't embarrass me. And I just, you know what I'm saying? I just, when it's like, don't embarrass you. What you mean? And it's like, don't embarrass me. It's all about the public embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if you embarrass your spouse publicly, then everybody is trying to put clues and clues on, like, well, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
and then people, misery loves company. So once they see once they see like a couple not doing well, the first thing they gonna say is like, yeah, I knew they wasn't happy. Yeah, I knew that. I knew they pretending and woo woo and woo. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You was praying for our downfall.
He said he talking about the couple. If you sneak this and your significant other, y'all need to get out of there. Right? Get out of there, let it go. You sneak this, and no, that goes along with me.
Oh yeah, that's toxic,
yeah,
bro.
that's
Y'all
toxic.
sneak
If you
this in each
sneak
other.
this
That's
and
insane.
get out.
What?
If you sneak this and get out of
Get
there.
out, bro. Why even be in a relationship if you sneak this in your spouse? That's stupid, bro. Because you gonna look like a stupid, goofy person. Once a month later, y'all back hugged up. They're gonna be like, damn, they was just going at each other on Facebook and Instagram, and now they back together. What the hell?
Just said, yeah,
Man, no sneak dissing, bro. That's some little kid shit. I ain't sneak dissing.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm too old for that.
We got an issue. That's the
We're not even taking our problems to social media at all, bro. I'm not taking my problem. If I'm mad at my wife or if she did something to me and I'm upset, I'm talking to her about it. I'm not talking to my friends. I'm not venting those social media. Why would I do that? So what's social media gonna do?
Yeah.
They gonna laugh on my dumb ass, like.
Exactly. And then now you
ain't gonna get no results from social media. So if I got a problem with it, I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna go and talk to her.
Now you giving people out to have opinions on your relationship, but now you mad about that because they saying, well, just last week you said he, or just, you know what I'm saying? Bro. No, that's that toxic behavior. That is not love language. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not venting. Don't come here to vent. Don't come to social media to vent. Post you a quick flick and some dope kicks and keep it moving. That's
right,
man.
That's how
I see it. And keep it moving. You know. I mean, I like.
I really don't vent.
Yeah, no, you won't catch me on here venting either. I'm the same. But
and if I vent about something, it's gonna be something that like don't have nothing to do with my family.
Some politics. You know what I'm saying? Some shits like that. Like I'm never gonna get on here like I'm miserable.
Even with people who be cursing their family members out on social media, like that's just you putting all these people in your business. Like people be arguing with relatives and going live and they downing relatives and just spilling the family business. That stuff is sickening,
and
bro.
Explain it to the timeline. Hey.
Just imagine if social media wasn't around.
We're here for the entertainment. We don't care.
Right. We definitely about to be entertained off y'all stupid, goofy selves.
Yeah,
we don't, you know what I'm saying? Because they said, huh?
No, she was saying it's not what social media gonna do. Why can't you trust your spouse enough to communicate? Communication is a big issue because it's too many big I's and little U's or too many know-it-alls. You know what I'm saying? That's where that agreeing to disagree comes in at. That's where that compromise comes in at. Like, it's always, I don't want to say it's hard, but you have to learn another person to be able to deal. You know what I'm saying? And that's what even pushed me to this whole life coaching thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, communication. Communication is something that you have to work on and learn how to do. A lot of people don't know how to communicate is because they don't know how to communicate just because it's just like it's something that wasn't taught.
Yeah,
you know
and an argument is not communicating. Arguing is not communicating. Like it's not a communicate. That you're not communicating. You're not listening to listen. You're listening to talk. You know what I'm saying? You're not listening to listen. You're listening to talk. That's not communicating.
Communicating is saying, look, this is the problem. Boom, we put the problem on the table. Now let's come up with a solution. I talk first. I spill what I have to say, and then you talk what you have to say. You say what you have to say. And then we try to come up with a common ground. And if we can't come up with a solution, then the next thing is what's next. Are we either going to be together? We need to take some time apart. Because if it's true love, y'all find yourself back together.
You're going to find yourself back together. And you're going to find a way to make it work.
There's a lot of couples who broke up for years, even divorced, and got back together and remarried and live happily ever after.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, sometimes that break is necessary. You know, sometimes a person got to take a break to find themselves. A lot of people ain't really like finding who they are. They got to find themselves. And a lot of things in relationships, you got to love. You can't love nobody if you don't love who you are as a person. You don't love yourself. It's impossible for you to love anything if you don't love yourself. So My thing on relationship is just like communication, man, and like I said, compromise, and that's just something you just have to learn. But you have to learn your spouse is a person, and then you have to be evenly yoked as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not evenly yoked, it ain't gonna work out. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to be evenly yoked. Like you have to really like, yeah, like okay, this person got my best interest, and I got her best interest. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. If you expecting someone to be perfect, then you are blind. Nobody is perfect. People gonna
Nobody.
do what they want to do, no matter how
Nope.
much you love them, no matter how much they love you, no matter how much you love them. People gonna do what they want to do.
And Renzo,
But
I see you saying we're not getting down to the root of the problem, but everybody, everybody's problems are different. You know what I'm saying? There's no one thing. You know, so like if like I said, the comment area is there. Like if you feel like it's a it's a problem with a situation you got going on,
we
then
just said we
yeah.
basically did get to the root of the problem though,
In which I feel like we did too, because that's
because
typically the problem. Communicating, bringing in those
learning how to
outside
communicate, bro.
sources, right? Those outside sources, not compromising. You know what I'm saying? And these days, doing it for social media, allowing those outside opinions to influence what's going on the inside of your home. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Like
and
all the time, I ask my wife, "Are you happy?" And if you're not happy, what am I doing that's not making you happy? What am I slacking at? So I can fix it. And if I can't fix it, then we got to come up with a solution. You know what I'm
this,
saying?
this we in podcast mode, Renzo. I can't add you. Adding you means taking him out. So you got to type it in the comments, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole communication part. That's the biggest factor because if you don't communicate to me how you feel, then how do I know how you feel? Because I could be walking around thinking I'm doing everything right,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not.
Yeah.
And then the woman is she going venting to somebody else or telling somebody else about what I'm not doing right, but I don't know. And it's because she didn't communicate that with me. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
said that earlier, Budilla, about learned behavior, not having, those double parent household stuff like that. So we actually talked about that a little earlier about learned behaviors because that's definitely where it comes from. Yes, you're right, Renzo. Maturity does play a big part. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is if you are not mature enough to communicate or compromise, then all things will fall. All things will fall. You know what I'm saying? People might not think it's that simple, but it is. It is. And
and he said
learning the first.
maturity is the main part. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Maturity is going that's the communication. I'm mature enough where I know how to communicate. So when I come in the crib, I ain't yelling. If it's a problem, like yo, close the door, boom. You got kids, the kids don't need to be in there, don't need to be fighting in front of the kids.
Nope, not
Close our
their business
bedroom
either.
door.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation. Tell my kids, yo, me and your mother is talking. Give us some time. We gonna come to y'all in a minute, but let us have this conversation. All right, now what's the problem? Well, woo, 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 woo. Okay, all right. Now, how can I fix this? Okay, but what you know what I'm saying? And then you tell me what your problem is with me, and I'm gonna tell you my problem with it. Now, how can we fix this problem? And if this problem is fixable, because some women might have enough. Now I'm fair
Mm-hmm.
enough. This ain't fixable. So what we gotta do? You know what I'm saying? We gotta go see a counselor. Let's go see a counselor, see if they can fix our problem. Boom, go to the marriage counselor. Marriage counselor talk to her. We come out of marriage counseling. What you think of that? It's all about communicating, man. That's it.
Yeah. And you can't always be right. That's not what we saying when we say
No, it
communicate.
ain't
You
always.
know what I'm saying? You're not always the person that's right in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta talk. You really gotta learn your person. You know what I'm saying? That's so major. It's so big. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And like I said, it's about the value, man. If you
mm-hmm.
value your spouse, you're gonna treat them a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna treat
Most
them a certain
definitely.
way if you value them. So you know what I'm saying? If like, and then with the, like I said, is compromise. Compromise and sacrifice is kind of like the same thing, because
Yes.
you have to sacrifice something to compromise. You know what I'm saying? So compromise. That's why I say two C's: communication, compromise. Because without, you can't compromise without sacrificing
Yeah.
something. That's like, oh, you know.
Learn each other
So
love language. Love language is a
yeah,
thing.
your love language.
Love
You know what I'm
language
saying?
is
Like
a
my,
thing.
yeah, like love language. Like my wife told me, my love language is gifting. That's my love language. Buying her gifts. You know what I'm saying? And I value the things that I like, but that's not her love language. Her love language is something else. Being attentive. She say, "Hey, you're not attentive. When I'm talking to you, you're doing other things." You know what I'm saying? I might, and so that's something I got to work on. So,
Mm-hmm.
if want to talk to me, I got to make sure my phone is down. I got to make sure I have no distractions, so I can be more attentive to her. Because you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not attentive to her, then that's easy for somebody else to
Yeah,
be.
give her that attention you're not giving. Give her
Exactly.
that attention you're not
And I,
giving. And
yeah, so
it's the small things that counts. I know you guys have
small
heard
thing,
that phrase used before.
small thing.
It's the small things. It's the small things that count. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not on here like we are relationship experts, but
No,
I'm
hell
sure
no.
I'm sure a lot of you guys
I'm
can
nowhere
kind of
near
like,
an expert.
yeah, we kind of like roll with and vibe with what it is that we're saying. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just giving my advice on what works for me.
Yeah,
That's the only
he's
thing. I
and
base
this is a
everything on.
happily married man. You know what I'm saying? This I know, And the thing about it is, it's not that I know it because his wife called and told me all the things he do, or he told me all the. You know what I'm saying? They didn't put me in that business. You know what I'm saying? But just the body language, just the the trying to think of a word for lack of better words, but just because I don't want to sound like what I said earlier. I want to sound like
I
a
mean,
stupid
no,
person on the
I
outside
understand. I
looking in.
appreciate it. I mean,
But
yes, I am happily married, because I feel like if I wasn't happy, um, if I feel like if I wasn't happy, I wouldn't be able to express myself the way I am. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm doing it now. Because I'm the type of person, if I'm unhappy, I'm not going to be too vocal about anything.
yeah.
But I'm gonna try to dig in. I'm gonna try to dig into the root of why I'm unhappy, and
You
try
said
to
what?
fix that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Somebody said, "What if she requires too much attention?" What's too much attention? What's too much attention? What you mean? Elaborate on that. What's too much attention?
Like clingy, like
Yeah.
being clingy. Too much attention.
Yeah. And then let me see. My homie Renzo said, "Not in the world we live in today. Small things are just small things. Small things are just small things. Probably in whatever scenario it is that you have going on." You know what I'm saying? And maybe you need to probably take a second look at whatever it is that you have going on and see if it's really working for you. You know what I'm saying? See if there are other reasons as to why you stand in the relationship. See if you are in a relationship where you are being abused in some shape, form, or fashion. Because I know with me, it's the small things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure a lot of people can attest to that. It's the small things. If I've been working all day, this that, and the third, and you come in and your husband ran you a bubble bath, like that's major. That's some of the small shit. You know what I'm saying? Or he boiled some hot dogs and made you a dinner, hot dogs and some chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the small things, or just picked up a magazine that you like, picked up a fragrance that you like. You know what I'm saying? Pick the kids up from school. Just those are the small things that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
To my attention, like everything is
Everything
always
about
about
her.
her. Mm.
We'll see that now. Once again, that whole compromise thing, because
Yeah.
the thing about it is
Communication.
you gotta make it, it's gotta be even in some shape, form, or fashion. Everything is not about you. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on, what happened, the reason why you think that everything should be about you.
But she wouldn't think everything is about her if she value you, though.
Yeah, yeah. And she
She'll
may.
value. She'll value. That means she value things that you value.
Yeah,
So she went. I mean, that means she value you. I mean, she will value the things that you value.
I
So
agree.
if everything was about her, then that means she really doesn't value you. She really tolerates you, but she don't really value you. That's how I
And
look at it.
it could be some
You can't
underlying
be you can't be
self-esteem
selfish.
issues. It
That's like
could be,
selfish.
yeah, very selfish. Could be some underlying self-esteem or some esteem issues, you know. And the thing about it is, I say ask questions. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like, hopefully it doesn't turn into an argument. But I know this baby that even when we doing something that I may like, you're not as attentive to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not, like what's going on? What do we both like? Try to see if y'all can meet on that level. If not, yeah, I'm sure you're speaking in general, but I'm just answering the question. If not, then you know that is a problem brewing. You know what I'm saying? Always meet somewhere in the middle. If a person can't do that, that's that whole. I'm telling you, them double C's. The way he put it, I mean, it speaks volumes to me because those are key factors in any relationship with your children. With your parents in any relationship, those are key factors. You're not gonna get too far without those. You're not gonna get too far without those, but it could be a plethora of things. That's why it's so good to be in tune with who you are. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. I
Learn
agree.
your faults, be able to say when you are wrong.
Yeah.
And definitely, I mean, you don't have to be a yes man. I'm not saying that. A lot of times our loyalty makes us people pleasers in a way that's not beneficial to us. So we endure the abuse. But, just once again, pay attention to those red flags, communicate and compromise. We're not saying that this is the elixir of life, but I guarantee for the most part it'll work. Let me see. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But that's why it's good to ask those questions. You got to meet somewhere in the middle. We can't make everything all about you because then somebody in the relationship is neglected. And then they get to wandering off, and then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna wrap it up. You know, this conversation got interesting, so it went a little longer than what we thought, but definitely, we'll be doing this again. I value my homie word's opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not
And
gonna
everybody
always
that's in
be
a relationship, man, I wish y'all the best, man. You know what
same
I'm
here.
saying? And if you have some problems in your relationship or situations, man, you gotta find God. I feel like that's the only person can help you with anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? People only gonna give you their 2 cents, and that 2 cents ain't really worth shit. So you really
Yes.
gotta just really talk to God. You know what I'm saying? And if you married, talk to a marriage counselor, talk to your pastor that's married. You know what I'm saying? Or talk to another married couple that you trust
Yeah.
with your, you know what I'm saying, that you trust with your situation. You know what I'm saying? Don't confine into like your friends who's never been married or your friends who's never been in successful relationships. You know what I'm saying? I just can't really talk to people who, and I have nothing against nobody that's single, but I mean, I feel like a single person can't really give me no advice about being in a marriage or relationships because
Very,
they can
very true.
really single. So
Right. You
it's
never
like
been there.
you're single
You
for a
never been
reason.
there.
So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like I can leaving a relationship is like the easiest thing to do, but fighting for one is like the hardest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got to say. But I appreciate this, and
Definitely, definitely. I enjoyed the whole conversation. I enjoyed the people that chimed in. I will be doing this. The plan is to do this at least like maybe once a month. You know what I'm saying? And offer some other stuff. The topics are gonna get funky and funkier. They not always gonna be this deep in counseling. My homie word like sneakers. I do too. You may see us doing something along the lines of that. Just keeping it super versatile. We appreciate everybody who chimed in, who asked questions. Who had things to say, in reference to what we were talking about. People who agree, people who disagree. We appreciate it. So this entire podcast tonight, episode number 1, was dedicated to peace and love because we need that with the craziness going on in this world. Make sure that every day you tell a plethora of folks that you love them. Drink your water. Stay
yeah,
out of people's business, and mind the business that pays you.
yeah. Mind your business, man. Start your own. How about that? Start your own business. If you need
Right.
a business, please hit me up because I own several and I can help you start a business for
Definitely. He is the
sure.
man. He is the man for that. So thanks, Word. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank the rest of you guys for your time. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. Be safe.
All right, peace.